Whoa, dude, seriously. Just drag the volume down, dude.
Sorry, my bad. I was listening to something yesterday.
It's so sad. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Car Stereo Talk, the Saturday edition.
That's right.
I'm your host, Dean. Sitting here next to me, that's going to be quiet-ish throughout the show. I don't know. You never know. He's got his teeth ripped out this week. Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how are you, buddy?
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Living your best life?
100%.
Living your best life. Right off the bat, let's just see what Joel has to say. Joel says Kenwood.
BXW.
Yep, sure. 2-ohm enclosure with two 12-inch subs. Your thoughts? Listen, those boxes, they make them in a single 12 and a double 12. They make them in Exelon and non-Exelon. This is clearly the Exelon. You can tell the difference by the red stripe around the... I love these things. Mm-hmm. These are my favorite... Some of my favorite enclosures. For one, they sound amazing. Two, they're priced great. Three, the versatility of the driver. It's got a slanted back and or top. What I mean by that is you can push it up against the back seat, or you can flip it and make it down firing. Very versatile. Comes with grills. I really like this box. We've installed a ton of them over the years. They're just fantastic. But yeah, no, great question. But for the rest of you that just have tuned in, what's up? What's up, Dave? Hello from the Pacific Northwest. Hey, yo. Evening, gents. Hola. Hey. Afternoon.
What up?
And if the roller on the mouse would work, this would be fantastic.
Yeah,
guess
not.
No. Yeah. How is it all? I don't know. How is it all? How is it all?
Everything is good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
That's there you go. Hey guys.
What up?
What's up? Hello, gurus. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I love Calvin and Hobbes. One of these days, I want to go back and read all those over again. That would be cool. Good afternoon from Arizona.
What up?
We should be there right now, but we're not. It's sad. What's up, guys? Here's to the weekend. Fantastic, right? Here is to the weekend.
Yeah.
All right. This is important. Can you guys please let me know if the Morel IP42 BMW speaker will fit without modifications to a BMW E90 328i 2011? Morel hasn't responded to me in months. Thank you so much. The reason why they haven't responded to you in months is, to be honest, they don't know. They don't have a BMW just sitting there to just pop it in and like there's no like list of information. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. The speaker comes with 3 brackets in the box as well as no bracket. So the speaker itself is a 4-inch driver with no bracketry whatsoever attached to it. It is designed to be dropped into 3 other BMW fit brackets. Those 3 BMW fit brackets are specifically designed to fit pretty much every BMW currently on the road today. So the answer to the question I'm going to go with is yes. One of the 3 brackets that it comes with will fit your vehicle. Mm-hmm. However, we don't know because we don't have that vehicle sitting here that we can pop it into and say, yes, it fits. There are, like I said, 3 brackets. You can see pictures of the 3 brackets, I believe, on their website. We've done an unboxing of it and show you the 3 brackets. So one of them, you may want to go to our unboxing video and check it out and see if one of those 3 brackets looks like your speaker. If you've never taken your speaker out, it's kind of where we're at. But that's why. That's the reason why I haven't got back to you, because they honestly, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. Christian, can you dyno the 4-channel 2 along with the mono? You're jumping the ghost. You're jumping ahead. Slow it down, buddy. Hey, guys. Hello. Hello. Sorry for the question right away. No, it's cool. Trust me. I love it. It starts to show off. It gets us rocking and rolling. Today we have a great show for you lined up, guys. Of course, we're going to take your questions. Fro is in the house. How much more could you ask for?
That's right.
As well as Brad. How you doing, Brad?
Hey.
What's going on? We got a great show. We have a question, though. Oh, we're doing DSP talk later with Moscone. We have some hands-on stuff that's sitting right out of frame here that we're going to show you in a little bit. We also want to remind you that this Tuesday coming up, we'll have Matthew Palumbo from Audio Control on to talk about what is sitting here on the desk, and I'm guessing what Christian is talking about. But we do have a question for you. So the question is actually quite simple. So this guy here is the Thinkware Q850. Okay. And this is the camera. We have a bunch to choose from. And this is a camera we're thinking about putting in Fernando's car for our road trip to the finals on October 12th in Huntsville. What is it? What, Alabama? Birmingham, Alabama, which a bunch of us are going to. We hope to see you there Saturday. We'll be there all day Saturday. Anyways, we're going to put one of these dash cams in so we can film a video on how to install a dash cam using all the parts that they've supplied us with. And we're thinking about going with the 850. However, we have a couple to choose from. We have the Mac Daddy U3000. And the only reason why we're thinking about going with the 850 is because there's an option to add more cameras to it. So it comes within the box, the front cam and the back cam. But they sell an expansion module which allows us to add 3 more cameras to it. Does that sound like something that makes sense to you? Something you'd be interested in seeing us do? Because to me, I feel like that makes more sense than just having 4K.
But not just 4K, yeah.
I don't know. It's a question that we're struggling with because we want to put in the most relevant camera. But if you'd like to know more about this, if you'd like to make your own decision, where can they go and find it, Fernando?
They can go to thinkwarestore.com.
That's right. So head over to thinkwarestore.com and you two can decide which camera will be best for you.
Which one you think is better. Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and get your questions in, and Fernando will. Hi, Mary Lou.
Hey.
Fernando will go and start checking those boxes so that we can, we are not renting a van for the trip. None of the girls wanted to go, so it's just going to be the 2 of us and a midget. And he doesn't take up much room. We can pretty much fold them up and put them in the back. So
suitcase, yeah.
And with I think Hi-Fi is getting a Gladiator. He's going to show up. So the plan is to deliver the audio control Gladiator box to him so that I do not have to ship it.
That would be interesting if it fits.
It'll fit. It'll fit sideways. He's a small kid. He can just lay in the back. He'll be fine. We'll make it fit, bro. I mean, we're going for one day. How much clothes do we need? Like pack them in a Publix bag. Mighty Mac Daddy. What's going on? Most definitely. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go with Frank's question first, real quick.
4K is cool, no doubt.
Are you closer to Seminole Hurricanes or Gator college football? Seminoles, Hurricanes, or Gators. We're actually not close to any of them. So the Hurricanes are in Miami, Seminoles in Tallahassee, and the Gators are in.
The Gators are in.
No, they're north. They're Gainesville.
Yeah.
We are in Tampa, which would be the Bulls.
That would be in the middle.
The Bulls. Yeah, we're in the middle of the state. So we have the Bulls, and you can go out, and then we have like the Knights out in Orlando, which is USC or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, so none of them. But because of that, like my house is a Gator house because that's just what they are. I don't care anyway, but they're all Gator fans. So, hey guys, I have 2 amps in my 2021 F-150. Better upgrade. Audio control DM810 or D5-1300. Ooh. So if you've already got the 2 amps, I believe the DM810 would probably make the most sense because it has more capability than just the D5-1300. Why'd you change it?
I'm so sorry. I'm trying. Look, everything is like jumping ahead. I can't even.
Okay, well, let's just leave that there. We'll get to that next. So the reason why I'm picking the 810 is that it's 8 in and 10 out. The 5-1300 is 7 in, but you only have front, rear, sub, and then a set of RCA outputs. So that's it. So you have very minimal amount of output to do anything. You only have 1 extra RCA output to do anything with. So if you're doing, let's say, tweeter, mid-range, sub, and then you could do rear RC output to a second amplifier. To me, the 810 just has way more capability because I have 10 channels of output along with 8 channels of input. So I think I'm gonna go. That's my joke. That's my vote. Hey guys, can I run 2 kicker keys, 200.4s in the same car? 1 to run front stage active and 1 to run rear stage fill. No. Okay. So this is one of those great questions that I think I've spent a lot of time thinking about because I was wanting to do this. And the quick answer is no. Put it out of your head. It's a bad idea. Okay, it's really not what they're made to do. It's how the key microphone works. It's looking for specific things, and if it doesn't see those specific things, it just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So, for example, it's programmed to do front stage, meaning it can do a tweeter and a 3.5 on 1 and 2, and a mid bass on 3 and 4. And it auto detects that, meaning when you flick the switch, it knows is it a tweeter or a 3.5. It's set up to do that. And then it knows that the 3 and 4 is going to be mid bass. The other configuration that it has is front and rear, meaning it's looking for something in the front of the microphone and something in the back of the microphone. And if it doesn't see that, it doesn't work. You also have to disconnect the subwoofer. So the reality is it's just really not made to do what you're asking. The only configuration that could make sense, which no one would ever do, would be if you wanted to use, if you want to do a front stage upgrade, let it run its set, get that perfect, then disconnect the front channels, connect those to the front channels of the second amp, connect the rear channels, run it again, okay, disconnect the front channels, put them back onto the front amplifier, and just not use channels 1 and 2 of the second amplifier. That doesn't make any sense to me. To me, that just seems silly. There are plenty of small 8-channel or 6-channel DSP amplifiers out there that would be at that price point pretty close. JBL has them, has one. Infinity has one. The Zapco, Chris had those little DSPs here last time. For a little bit more, actually for double the money, you could get into a Pico series. Lino.
What up, Lino?
I gave somebody that was trying to get your information, your Etsy page. Somebody that you remember he was on here, and he's like, I can do that. So he reached out to me. He's like, I can't find him. I was like, so I just found his Etsy page and says, well, go here. But anyways, no, that's the age-old question. Can I run 2 keys? No, it's just not made to do that. Remember, the key is really cool, but it's very basic, and it's designed to do basic stuff. Outside of its small parameter of thing, we all want it to do more. We all want it to do more because it's so good. It's just not there yet. We'll have it soon, though. Okay, we won't have it soon. We'll have it, though, at some point. Christian says, thank you for the $5. Hey, guys, talk about the Stinger batteries. Will it support all lights I have along the stereo? So, I mean, there again, secondary batteries are really nice, but I'm not a battery expert, okay? Have I put a ton of Stinger batteries in over the years? Yes, tons of Stinger batteries. Recently, no. The batteries underneath the hood have gotten a lot better. Cars' electrical systems have gotten a lot more complicated, and second batteries don't always go, they don't work so well. It does strange things, but hey, whatever. But mainly the electrical systems of cars have gotten better over the years, and amplifiers have become more efficient. Now, as far as batteries for lighting, what you're buying when you buy a battery is time. No matter what it's doing, it's time. So if you wanted to add a secondary battery in order to power your lights while they're sitting in a parking lot looking cool, you're buying time. The bigger the battery you buy, the more time you can sit there and play your lights. What you want to keep in mind is you want to make sure that battery is separated from the front battery. And that's where the new smart relays come in. Some of the new, so before we just had dumb relays, which were called isolators, which actually weren't isolators. And somebody was smart enough to take one of our ideas, they figured it out on their own, is take the Stinger, Pack makes the thing called an ING3. The ING3 works when the car started, it creates an accessory and will trigger something. So when you have a battery isolator relay, when you turn the car off, it separates the 2 batteries. This is a little bit smarter than that so that you can actually turn the car on and have the 2 batteries still disconnected, which is good because then if you have something connected to the rear battery, it'll just kill the rear battery without killing the front battery, which is kind of cool. But a small Stinger battery in the car with some form of a smart relay on it, yeah, you could probably leave the lights on for hours without killing the main battery and just be cool.
Be cool.
What is it, JBC? Just be cool?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my thought. Good evening. Key 501. Can you use with audio control Epicenter Micro? Yeah, sure. Here's what you want to do, though. If you're going to do that, which is fine, make sure to let the key do key stuff first. Okay, so if you're, yeah, because it's not really going to matter. It's gonna So how I would probably do this would be to put the key into the car first and let it do all its de-equalization stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, and then you
yeah, because it's still going to work the same way. Because
yeah.
whether it's high level or low level, it's not really going to matter. It's still going to take that in consideration. So this is a tricky one. I understand why you're asking this, but I still think you'd want to run the key you'd want to run the key de-equalization first, even though do the gain match, do all that fun stuff. And then you may have to go back in and readjust the gain manually after the fact, because you're going to now go into your epicenter micro, then RCA into that. So you'll probably have to run the gain portion of it again, which is fine because you can set the gain without actually doing the programming. So, and then, yeah, that would probably work. It's a good question, though. It's a good question. I don't think anyone has ever asked that because most people wouldn't do that. Have a Rockford Fosgate T3 components, but looking to upgrade to a more bright sounding set of speakers, running a JL Audio VXI amp, and suggestions for the next step: heavy EDM, house music listening. So, all right. So here's the funny thing: you have T3s. T3s are actually a quiet speaker, believe it or not. It's a soft dome. So when Rockford came up with the plan, it was T1 soft dome, T2 hard dome, T3 soft dome, T4 hard dome, and T5 soft dome. T5s have gone by the way of the dodo bird. T4s are probably right there with them. I think they're still available. But I would probably just side jag right over into Focal and look at what they have to offer at that price point. Possibly some K2s, because if you're talking T3 money, that's probably right around K2 money. That would be a really good upgrade. Fernando's shaking his head because he agrees with that. He's a big Rockford fan, but he also knows you don't play with K2s.
I love Rockford, but yeah, no, K2s are
the thing.
K2s, bro.
Could you shut off your link there?
My link?
Yeah, shut off the top thing.
My link?
Yep, go ahead. No, wrong page. There you go.
My link?
Yep. All right, so let's do this. Wrong one. There it is. Hey guys, it's that time of the show again where we are going to do some quick tip DSP with this week's sponsor, which is Moscone. Jumping over to our screen, what we have going on here are some penguins jumping into the water.
That's awesome.
The reason why we're starting at this point is because Moscone just did a software update, and as you can see now, this is the new page. It shows you standalone DSPs, amplifiers, as well as new out-of-date devices. That way, if you're trying to connect, you know that this software is probably not the one you're looking for. Today, we're going to look at the new Pico V2 8 to 10. We're going to work offline. For those of you who have never seen the Moscone software, this is an introduction to that to kind of give you an idea of what you might not know. First things first, when we look at the top here, this yellow box, this should be green when you're connected to the DSP. Right now it is yellow and it is telling us it is in offline mode. Right below that, we have P1 through 4. These are going to be our paired inputs. I'm sorry, these are going to be our presets. My bad. We have preset 1, preset 2, preset 3. Monitor allows us to get into the back end side of things. So if we click on that, we can see what our DSP is doing. This will allow us to see if we have signal coming in. It'll allow us to do some back end, such as fader, bass, mid, treble. Measurement screen is going to take us into if we're going to be doing Barney, and or if we would like to set up our time alignment and do it through the Barney process. Beneath that, we have our inputs. We have inputs 1 through 4, inputs 5 through 8, and subs 9 and 10. Now, a lot of this stuff can be adjusted to suit your needs, and that's one of the things we want to talk about today. Because just a brief overview, we have our input section here. We have our mixer section, which is very important to understand. We have the equalizer, and then we have all our outputs, which is what output is going to which, delays, gain, and phase. And of course, these letters allow us to do group adjustments, such as those things, gain adjustment, phase adjustment, as a whole group. So we can adjust the whole left side or the whole right side. Coming into input mode, it says analog, high, low level in, analog, high level in, analog, analog. And so you have all of your inputs here. 9 and 10 are your SPDIF inputs. This is, if you click on it, this is where you decide what you would like to call this. So for example, if you're connecting it to something as simple as front, rear, sub, you can type in front and hit return. Type in rear, hit return, and then you can type in sub and hit return. It's a very good idea to label these what they are so that you know moving forward what you've actually set up. So for example, if this is going to be like tweeter, mid bass, make sure you label those because we'll want to know that for our next point, which is the mixer. The mixer is what takes our inputs and attaches them to our outputs. There's two separate things going on here. It's very important that what you have coming in can get to the channels that are going out. This is one of the parts of DSP that a lot of people get confused on. It's very understandable because it's just not things that come in automatically go out. So in this case, what you're looking at right now, we have group 1, group 2, 3, and 4. Those are going to correspond to these colors here in our output. So if we look at output and we see front, and it's got a gray tint to it, that's group 1. Below, we have rear. It's light green to match rear. And then center sub is blue. And then 4 is our aux, which is going to be a whole different thing, but is pink. And that's why none of those are up there. So in this case, the 3 that we are concerned with are this grayish, the greenish, and the bluish. If we select easy setup gives us some quick options in what to choose. So for example, the default, which is 1, will take everything that is coming into input 1 and put them into each group. So you see group 1 has 100% left and right, group 2 100% left and right, group 3 100% left and right of the front inputs only. If we go to the easy button and we select easy button 2, it does it on channel 2 inputs for whatever reason. It's just giving us those. If we select 3, now what it has done is it has said, okay, you have a front input and a rear input. So just let's say a standard basic radio, like a Toyota non-amplified. We have front, you have rear. It has added in 100% for the front, 100% for the rear, and then it's taken 50% of all of it to do what we would call a non-fading subwoofer. That would mean that, let's say, the front signal and the back signal are putting out the same thing, and we want to be able to fade but not affect our subwoofer. This is something that doesn't happen that often anymore, but it's still capable in a really basic system.
All right, before you go.
Yes.
Does the front diagram change if you have a 3-way?
So the front diagram is really just what signal's coming into it. So for example, if I have an existing 3-way in my car and I don't have an Amp Pro or an AR or a Zen module and I have to go channel for channel, in this case, we always say you have to know how many channels you're dealing with. So if I have front here, and this is actually the front tweeter,
Put tweeter.
I would put front tweeter. And if this is the front mid, then I would put that. That's telling me that I'm using channels 1 and 2 for my front tweeters, channels 3 and 4 for my front mid. And then let's say now this is rear. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's like a, this is like an F-150, which it has tweeter, mid bass, rear fill, and sub.
Yeah.
And so it's 7 and 8 now. I'm going to populate with rear or with sub. So if I have more inputs than that, then I've chosen the wrong equipment because it doesn't give me enough to fill up what I want to do. Okay, so now I have these. Actually, you know what? This only has 6 inputs. So 7 and 8 is the diff. So I can't actually use that for this. So you kind of get the idea. So when you're setting this up, though,
choose the right
one.
Channels.
Yeah.
That you're going to need. Yeah.
Okay. Is that right? Yeah. Is this a 6 to 8? Oh, it's 8 to 10. So no, I can use 7 and 8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 9 to 10 that's the SPDIF.
Yeah, 9 and 10 is the SP diff. Okay, so I just have to make sure I match those up though. And so Easy DSP is designed to kind of help you with that. So you can kind of click through them and see if one of those is what you're looking for. In this case, it's really not. So I'm going to go back to group 1 just for default. And if you hover over them, it makes them blue and you type in enter, you type in enter. Now the 100% corresponds to this info box over here. And this is your percentage of how much input you want to feed this in. This is pre-blending the signal for you. So for example, those tweeters that we were talking about and the mid-bass we were talking about, if the tweeters are exceptionally bright, I can say, instead of typing 100, I could type 75% or 76. And that will reduce the amount of signal that's getting into the unit. And let's say the rears are quiet, I could actually, or the mid bass is quiet, I could type in 200%, which will give me 60 dB more of signal. So if I'm dealing with something that is inherently low for some reason, I'm not getting enough signal into it, I can type anything in here that I want. Basically 200 is +6, 0 is 100. So that's what is and what out. 50% is 6 dB less, 25% is 25 dB less. For this example, we'll just keep everything at 100 and hope for the best, because that's a good place to start.
That's a good place to start for sure.
And then this is going to be,
yeah.
All right, let's change this back to front. And change this back to rear.
And then change that
to sub.
So,
and we're going to change this to NA. Let's enter these in real quick. 0 these guys out.
Yeah.
Now I have nothing coming in over the aux, so I don't have to worry about. Nope, I did that wrong.
The other way. There you go.
So I don't have to zero out the pink if I don't want to. That's entirely up to you. All right, so now I have these set up. When those are set up, I can close the box because I don't need to see them anymore. You can leave them open if you want. But now I have to move over here to output. This is the second most important thing. So we've lined up what is coming into front, what is coming in rear, and what's coming into sub. Now I have to tell my channels what they're doing. So channels 1 and 2, which are denoted here, are those going to be front? Are they going to be front tweeter? They're going to be front. And I'm going to change this here to tweeter. So I know that that's that. Channels 3 and 4, they're going to be front. But I'm going to change this to mid. And then channels 5 and 6, I'm going to change this to front. And I'm going to call this mid bass. Rear is the line out. Line out is going to be for a subwoofer. And then 8, 9, because this is the way they do it. 9 and 10 are amplified channels. 7 and 8 are RC outputs. You really got to pay attention to that. So this will be my rear. And if you'll notice, it just moved it. So now it goes 5, 6, 9, 10, because it keeps it in the right order visually, even though the numbers have changed. And so I'm just going to call this rear. So now I've set up my input signal coming in, and I've matched that with my output signal going out. This is the first step in every single DSP that you will deal with, is making sure your signals come in, they know what they're doing, you have them populate the input portion, and you have them then go to the output portion. This is how Moscone does it with their DSPs. And this has been Moscone DSP Quick Tips. Yeah, I know. I know that's what you're thinking. You're going, okay, wow, like that's a lot. like you guys are nuts. Yeah, well, you know, hey, it's what makes it fun, right? And this next section of the show is brought to you by These guys, Arc Audio at arcaudio.com. Do you have an SUV? That's great. But do you have I don't want to say SUV, all-terrain vehicle?
I have an
ATV.
SUV.
You have an SUV, but
Yeah.
you have an ATV?
I don't have an ATV.
Dude,
I
could
have
you
a TV.
You have a TV?
Not an ATV. I have a.
Bro, could you imagine
ATV.
when we get these Moto speakers in? Could you imagine like putting these in
the SUV?
in your car, like in the front, like these guys.
Dude,
right
that's
here,
not a bad idea.
the Moto
actually.
602s.
Yeah.
Just to throw them in there to see what they would do.
Just like, boom.
So these are the Moto 602s, guys. Holy crap, right? These things are insane. If you're looking for like just loud horn, yes, check them out. Head over to arcaudio.com for the full line of Moto stuff. And of course, if you're looking for the most amazing of DSPs, miniature PSM Pro. It's so cute, adorable. It's little and it's tiny. So that'll fit on your ATV.
And the TV.
And the TV. That's crazy customization power. That's what real DSPs do. Okay. Question. He says, if you bridge channels to a mid bass, do you set inputs 5 through 8 as front mid bass, or do you just set it as 5 and 6? Great question. So what you would do in that case is most amplifiers, which, you know what, I'll save that for next week. We'll kind of look at how we do that with this. But most amplifiers will ask you, are you going to be bridging the channels together? So every amplifier manufacturer, if they can bridge, which not all of them can. So for example, like Helix, you cannot bridge the channels. Okay. But Arc Audio and Moscone, as well as Audison and those guys, Audio Control, you can bridge channels. A lot of them you can, some of them you can't. But they will ask you, are you bridging the channels? So there's usually a protocol to go in that will take channels like 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and combine them together for the inputs so that you don't have to do anything silly. So most good DSPs have taken that into consideration when it's an amplifier DSP. Dean, can you explain bandpass crossover for an active speaker? Say 80 to 40, 80 is the low pass, 400 is the high pass, using a DM608 MilliPro 3-way set. I don't have it on here. Hang on. So a bandpass crossover limits, sets a top and a bottom to the cross. I just shut this off. Sets a top and a bottom to the crossover so that the speaker is designed to play within a given set. When you get like a good graphics display that can kind of explain it, it makes it a lot better. Okay. They don't do one on here. They don't have a good. So, you know, Arc Audio. Okay, so even though you're asking for, you're asking for audio control, I want to show you what it looks like in a display, so that makes a little bit more sense. Give me 1 second. Let me set this up. I'm actually going to show you using the Arc Audio DSP, because they do a really good job of giving me a graphical representation of that. And then we'll go. Oh wait, what did he have? He had a 3-way set, so he had 80 to. Oh, yeah.
80 to 400.
Let me change this to 400. And then I'll go back and turn on that and show you what that looks like. You okay, man?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 400. All right. So then let's go to tools. Let's go to plots.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is? Oh, so I still have one of my outputs. Let's turn off. Okay, so this is this is a plot in what a bandpass crossover is going to look like. Let me go back to, hang on one second. Let me go back to this because I think my tweeters have a bandpass crossover turned on as well. It's flat. Okay, so now we'll go back to plot. Sorry, typing this in quick. All right, so this is what a bandpass crossover looks like, guys. And what you're looking at is all the way on the far side, which would be my right side, could be your left side. There's a crossover at 5,000 hertz. This is a 24 dB, and that's going to be my tweeter crossover from 1 and 2. The next hump in the center is my mid-range crossover. For that, I have set up from 5,000 to 400. And then my mid-bass, which is all the way on the end here, is set up from that 400 to 80. So this is what it's going to look like if you were to look, if you were to actually draw it out, and so that you can put this in your head, this is what you're creating for those. The thing that you're not seeing here is like levels. So if I come back and I like turn the mid-range down, okay, let's turn those guys down here. Then we go back to tools and we go back to plot. See, now we've lowered those levels. So this is what it would actually look like as it's developing. All right, so now if I come out of here and I go back to the DM app, it's like a 2-4. We're talking about ARC and we're talking about audio control. All right, so I'm going to choose a DM 608. Yes. And so I have 8 channels of output: tweeter, mid-range, rear, and sub. So we're going to call 5 and 6. We're going to go output here. We're going to call this mid-bass. Okay, so now I need to set up my tweeters are going to be front. Set up 3 and 4 needs to be front. 5 and 6 needs to be input. This is the same thing we were just talking about. It needs to be input 1 and 2. This could be whatever. We're not even going to deal with 7 and 8 for right now. We'll go back to tweeter, and we are going to pick a 24, and we're going to pick a frequency. We're not the bypass, so this is at 30. So let's put it at the same 5,000 that I just had it. You wouldn't put it at 5,000 on your tweeters, but all right. So now I have the lowest frequency I want my speakers to play at is my high pass. So that would be the 400. Select enter, and the highest frequency I want them to play at is the 5,000. So I'm going to select enter there. There's my band pass for the mid-range. And then the lowest frequency I want my mid-bass to play at, we'll say 80. And then the highest frequency I want them to play at is going to be that 400. So essentially what has just transpired in your mind is the opposite of what they're actually putting on the page. Because it says high pass, it says low pass. You think it should be this number, and it's not. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as, what is the lowest thing I want it to play? That is going to be my high pass. What is the highest thing I want it to play? That is going to be my low pass, because it's going to push sound. Just like when we looked at that graph, it's going to be doing that. So that is how you'd set that up on a 608. Crazy. Okay.
All right.
I know. Where do we begin? All right.
Me?
Hey, remember ARC Audio? We do too. How could you forget them? They're so amazing. I'm going to do this. Boom. Let's change it to that one because, hey, I feel like I have to. ARC has the worst product photos of.
Yeah.
Listen,
we
know. Okay, we know. All I could say is we're working on it. Okay. There's been meetings. We know what's going. Be patient, guys. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. Okay. We're just slow down. We already know. We already know. We're working on it. That's all I can say. Okay. And he's talking about the website. Hey guys. Can I run? Okay, we already answered that. It was like the first question we asked.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Steve.
Okay, my bad, right there.
Okay. I was told it wasn't CAN bus system, so didn't need the Maestro RR to just steering wheel controls. Can you elaborate if you know about this particular application? Was there a part 1 to Jeff? I feel like there's a part 1 to Jeff.
Okay,
if you want to look for a part 1 to Jeff,
right there.
You found it? Okay. So I have a 2004 Mazda 5 regular system. Oh, it's 2014. Wanting to just add new head unit and possibly amp. Yeah. So, I mean, that seems like a pretty straightforward request, right?
Yeah.
metraonline.com. And that is a 2014 Mazda. You know how many times we have to do this throughout the day, guys? Just like, because this is, what is it? Is it 3? Mazda 5. 5. There we go. And it doesn't
Regular
say
system.
So we're just going to say sport because it's pretty much all the same. They asked that question just to make our lives miserable. Okay, so needs an antenna adapter, radio harness, basic radio harness right there. Harness with factory radio. There's the basic radio there. Metra speaker adapters, speaker harnesses, digital signal processors. They're again using basic and steering wheel controls. So to answer your question, correct. It is a basic red Mazda harness. You don't need anything spectacular other than a steering wheel control interface. Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. Keep it simple. Gotta love it. But if you'd like to answer those questions on your own, metraonline.com, as you just saw when we banged through that real quick, it's all you got to do. It's all you got to do. Dean, thanks again for saving me time, money, and headaches with the Bose integration. Oh, he was up today. This was the guy that wanted to take his... Remember last week we were talking about going to the show? And, well, let me explain. And he was going to go to Graceland. Remember the Graceland conversation? His wife wanted to go to Graceland. And he was like, and we're like, yeah, have fun with that.
Last
weekend. It was either Monday or Saturday. Anyways, he was in today buying an Amp Pro for his truck. So
well, that was a good decision.
It was a great decision. Mm-hmm. So it was good, even though it was Saturday, and apparently I hate Saturdays. Just as a you know. What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a good day. We are having a good day, Chris. And don't go anywhere, Chris, because
he already left.
Did he already leave?
No,
here he is. It's because we have one of these. Do you have one of these? I bet you don't have one of these. You might have one of these. I doubt you have one of those, but we have one of those. I got 801%. Oh, I have 2, 604, and a 15 coming. This is a 1500 right here in my hands, bro. Ain't nothing coming about it. I got a 600.4 right there.
600.4.
I got something else I can't tell you either.
Well, let me bring the box so you can see.
You can't see the box. Hey,
you can
Tuesday.
see the box.
Oh, you can see the box all you want. Keep in mind, guys, remember, we're going to have Matthew Palumbo from Audio Control here on Tuesday. Hey, guys, any suggestions between Sony 6000 and the Pioneer 3800 NEX, the Kenwood 908, in regards to OS capability updates, online reviews are all over the place. They're going to be all over the place. This is a battle worth fighting. I mean, these guys... the reality is here's the problem. Here's really the problem in all of this. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Okay. Most of the problems that we have with any radio, it doesn't matter whose it is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Because these guys update their systems and the Japanese aren't quick to do that. Okay. So Apple just pushed a giant update. Are there going to be problems? 100%. Guaranteed. Most of them have to do with maps. Like if you read, most of the problems with any of the radios is maps, meaning for some reason you're in the next county or you're the next street over and it just can't figure out where it's at. That's an Apple problem. They've changed some software and they think that the Japanese guys are just going to get on top of it and push updates to that stuff really fast. And they're not. So basically what happens is most of the radios all of a sudden start doing stupid stuff. Knowing that, it's okay. You know, as far as it's just what happens. Updates come out. I don't even know how the car manufacturers deal with this crap because some of these guys have the oldest versions of these things in there. And it's, you know, either way. The two I would look at is either the 6000 or the 908. You might even want to bump up to the 958 if you're really thinking about it. You may also want to jump up to the 9000 series ES, which is pretty smoking radio too. There again, those are all kind of in the same price range, but for a couple $100 more, you can actually get the flagships of all of these and then just have the best ones they make. So
Sony again with you.
Yeah, you know, the 958 and the 9000. Is it 9000? I think it's 9000.
The Big Daddy from Sony.
No, 9000. Not double din. These are all double dins. So couple bucks more, you can get the best of the best with honors. Thank you, sir. Okay. Good evening. When tuning a DSP, am I sitting in the car or doing it from outside and fine tuning inside? I'm not sitting in the car when the pink noise is blasting away, having all kinds of fun. My ears suck as it is, and I have so much ringing. No, you're sitting outside the car. Typically, you're going to put your microphone array, whatever it is you're doing inside the car, your RTA. You're knocking down the big things first that don't involve you sitting in the car. Once you're done with that, then you hop into the car. I always start with alignment first, meaning is it aligned properly? Because there's no reason to start playing with EQs and stuff if it sounds like the tweeter's over here and the mid bass is over here and the mid range. And so even though you did time alignment, now you have to go back and you have to look at levels. So the first thing I look at is levels. When adjusting time alignment, that's like one of the first things you set up when doing DSP, if you're going to be doing it, setting that up, and you get good measurements, knowing that you could be up to 2 inches off. Okay. That's usually my swing is 2 inches. So that's a 4-inch swing. So if I get into the car and let's say the tweeter's off just a little bit, I may move the time alignment no more than a maximum of 4 inches. Okay. If that doesn't work, I put it back to where I was originally, and then I will go immediately to the level and start adjusting my level, because 9 times out of 10, it's the level. Okay. Meaning this and this, they're aligned, but this guy is still really close and super bright. So I need to turn this thing down. Okay. That you can do from inside the car because you're going to be at a much more normal listening level. Yep. Mm-hmm. I know. It's fantastic. I think it's that time. It's that time. It's it's not Arc Audio. Thank you, Arc Audio. It's audio control time. Can you just close it away for a minute? I can get rid of it. Go for it. Oh, sorry. All right, hold on. I'm just going to do it. Hey guys, we got these in last night. I got a text like, hey, it's on its way. And then I got home and this was sitting at my house. Oh yes, this is the new Altitude Series 1500.1. Goodness, there you go. Big amplifier. Yeah. So you guys have been curious about what this looks like on the end. Some of you guys love it. Some of you guys hate it, as always with everything in life. But it complements it very nice. It's a pretty big amplifier. If you want the measurements, we did measure it today on Instagram, and we are going to be doing a full unboxing review of these with dyno, taking the back off, showing you all the fun parts you guys know and love. This is the mono block. We also have the 600.4, which will be shown on Tuesday, as well as hopefully the 5-channel will be here by then also, so that we can show you the 5-channel, talk to you a little bit about some of these new features that they have, which is like valet mode, spike mode, the new line input, the happy and smiley face here on the top, which is really pretty neat. Mm-hmm. Which we didn't even know that. Well, we didn't catch that. We've looked at tons of pictures of these, and there literally is a smiley face and a frowny face for your lights. So green means good, it's happy. Red means happy, frowny, sad face, which I thought was funny. Allen keys, take it off to get behind the goodness here for all your adjustments. But no, this is the new Altitude 1500.1. And if you'd like to know more about these amplifiers that are going to be hitting the streets soon, you can head over to audiocontrol.com, where you can find a full list of the whole series of amplifiers. It's not just the ones we have here. There are more. Yeah, and you need to find out about them, because these might be the next amplifiers on the list of things you want to buy. But also make sure to be here Tuesday so you can talk to, our guy. All right, next question. I feel like I missed one. Is the Altitude series made in the Pacific Northwest or overseas? So when Stinger bought Audio Control, the Pacific Northwest facilities moved to California as well as here, Florida. Yeah. Home audio manufacturing stayed there. So they split the company in two. So in the Pacific Northwest is where the home audio stuff is made. Now, as far as overseas stuff being made, even when it was made in the Pacific Northwest, most of the parts were coming from overseas. So yes, the parts are coming from overseas. Oh.
Oscar just got here.
Well, very good.
Where?
I don't know. I don't see him. It's not here. It must be with you. But hi, Oscar. Hi, Brian.
Brian.
We need to do podcast nights.
Oscar.
Anyways, so yeah, no, most of the stuff it's like every other manufacturer. It's made somewhere. You got to get here by boat. Should I do this one? I'm going to do this one. You want. Dean said 4-inch swing. You guys are great. Hi, Dean.
You want to say hi?
Can I have your opinion about? Oh, you can always have my opinion. Give them out for free about having a low power DSP amplifier, Audison 36x8, rather than having a decent Morel 5-channel, no DSP. You had one Alpine low power, so thoughts? Thank you. So the low power you're talking about was the Alpine 850 that I had in my Camaro. I was using factory speakers in that car. I was retuning the system.
But this is an Audison. 36.
Understand though.
Yeah.
I was getting there. 36x8. So this is the Audison Prima, which I also have. I was getting to that. See, I was going to say I also have the amplifier you're talking about, which is the Audison Prima. It's a fantastic little amplifier. What makes these amplifiers work so well is when you use very efficient speakers and or 3 or 2 ohm speakers, because then it will really excel. What you have to keep in mind is, like, if you were going to pair this up with some Morel speakers, bad idea, okay? Because Morel speakers are not the most efficient things on the planet. And 36 watts, all you would do is want more power, because you'd be like, oh, this is great, and it would never get to fabulous. So really it just depends on what speakers you're putting on. That amplifier is fine. It's just you need something that like, you know, can perform with that amount of power. So yeah. Now, as far as like DSP versus no DSP, DSP wins every time, regardless of power. You know, like, I'm going to still go with the Forza amp. I'm just not going to play it as loud as I want to. But that's just me.
Yeah, Morel Maximo. That's what he asked.
Yeah. Maximo?
The way the model.
You'd probably be okay, because the Maximo, Morel Max. Yeah, the Maximos would work, because they're actually pretty efficient.
So Maximo and...
Yeah, so you could I would go with the Audison amp and the Maximo. Yes, that's actually what I was going to say. If you got to go Morel, go with like Maximos or something like that, because those are the most efficient in the line. So yes, you'd be fine. So go with the Audison.
Okay.
And hey, don't be afraid to gain up. I can tell you right now, gain up. Don't pull down, pull up on the EQ. A lot of headroom. You can go really high on the EQ on that one. Don't ask me how I know. Dean, what cardio brand would you refuse to install for a customer? So we do have some rules. Okay, so don't get me wrong. We do have some rules. Like, we don't take any white box radios, which is basically any no-name radios. We just don't install them. It never works out. It's not like we haven't tried. We tried, and it's just not worked out well for us. So we just flat out don't do those. Brand specifically, not really any brand. It's more purpose. Okay, so when you're coming in to do something, it has to be something that we're capable of doing, for one. Meaning, there are certain things, like, we don't build boxes, so we don't cut wood. We don't do. So if I got to, that's like, it's not us. It's not our thing. We're the wrong guys. We have lots of people that we know that can help you with stuff like that, but it's not really what we're doing. The other problem is, like, used stuff. Used stuff, typically, we're going to look at and be like, I don't know about that, because, like, we had a guy come in he was missing every single screw on the amplifier, wanted us to put the amplifier in. It's like, no, we're not going to waste our time with that, because it's not worth it. You know, you got $20 worth of screws I got to go Home Depot and buy. I'm not putting your amplifier in. But it's just that. It's not anything. There's not like one brand where just go, that stuff sucks, because we put in just about everything. I asked about the Durango on the live. Yes, you're not amplified. So yes, this was, yeah, okay. So you were asking about adding an amp pro to your Durango, and Pac said no go. Okay. I actually called Ernie and talked to him after that, which is head of tech support, because I was like, is the Amp Pro a no-go for a Durango? That's actually what I put, and we both laughed about it because it was actually pretty funny. And so I got a phone call after that, because apparently I hit a nerve. So here's what you need to do. You need to find out what harness it is, meaning if you look at that, they list both Amp Pros with the two. Okay, they list both of those harnesses for it, the non-amplif, okay. Find out what harness it is and order the corresponding Amp Pro for that, okay. It is a situation where there's no reason why it won't work. They just haven't validated it yet. They're validating. They're in the process of validating those cars now. Talking to the engineer yesterday, he's like, yeah, there's no reason why it won't work. We just haven't been into it, and we don't know which car is which harness. So it's just making sure you buy the corresponding harness to your car. So go and make sure, do you have the little ugly square ones, or do you have the other? So pull the radio out, look behind the radio. That's it. That's all you got to do. So you don't have to worry about anything else. You said DSP after key to account for a flat signal. Yeah. So go buy the Amp Pro. And if that wasn't you, well, hey, go buy an Amp Pro. First time watching you guys live. I'm so excited. Quick question. Memphis discontinued the VIV series. Are Memphis amplifiers still considered clean power? I bought the big one, VVI, for $3. Oh, very nice. Nick is a great guy. I know they're going through, like anybody else, they change their lines around and come up and down. I like to think of Memphis as a great mid-fi line, meaning they make power. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They make good stuff. Is it like a Moscone? No, it's also not priced that way. So if you're looking for good power, yes, if that's the question, it is good power. It does spec. What more can you ask for? And it's got a good price point. Oh, it's 5 to go. Thank you, Fang. Dean and Fernando, 23 Charger, 6x9s at the front door. Pacific PNW or Focal for mid-bass. Speakers will be receiving 90 watts. Best crossover settings, front tweets, mid-bass, rear deck subs. It's going to depend on what speakers you go. Pardon me. So the PNW 6x9s are pretty beefy. I'm thinking like the Focal 6x9-inch mid-bass would probably be a better fit. You might also want to look at the Kenwood 6903s, which is their foray into this. Mm-hmm. I would probably, if you rolled in here, I'd be selling you the 6903s just because I know they're going to fit. I know they're going to sound good. The PNWs are big. Now, the 3.5 for the top is nice.
We have Caesar that they put the PNWs in the Charger.
Well, yeah, but you're also going to have to work them to get them in there because they're deep. So, but no, I mean, there again, it just depends on how much work you want to do. But the PNW, so you can get the PNW 6x9 and the PNW 3.5 and put those in the top of the dash. That'd be a really nice setup for sure. Mm-hmm. I would not do 6x9 tweeter because you're going to lose a lot of that main vocal.
2.5, 3.5.
So I would do the mid bass 6x9 and then the 3.5-inch coaxial on top of the dash. You end up with an extra set of tweeters. Sell them to your buddies. You know, I mean, why not, right? Dude, you rock. Thanks, man. It was me, Durango. Appreciate the info. I told you I'd find out. And for once, I actually did. All right, let me shut this off. You know, Fernando, Monday is coming up fast. Do you have any teams playing tomorrow? Are the Seahawks playing tomorrow?
I haven't looked, bro.
You haven't looked?
No.
You haven't looked at all? Really?
No.
With the Seahawks, right? That's what we're going for?
Yes, we're going for the Seahawks for sure.
Okay. I'm not a football guy. I will not be watching any football. Actually, I take that back. There will probably be Buccaneers football on in the house if they're playing tomorrow, just because,
Yes, we're playing the Dolphins.
You're playing the Dolphins in Miami?
No,
in Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay. Fred, I hope you heal quickly. I hope he heals quickly too.
Thanks, Maddie. Thank you.
Whiny little woman. Jeez, oh man.
That's right.
Hey guys, I'd like to give a special thanks to all of you guys for tuning in tonight and watching the show, asking great questions. We had a lot of fun doing DSP tonight. I love those DSP questions where I can open up the laptop and dig deep in to try to answer those things for you.
Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Special shout out to our sponsors, Thinkware Dash Cams. You can find that at thinkwarestore.com.
Yep.
That's thinkwarestore.com. Audiocontrol.com, where you can check out the new Altitude amplifier. Matthew will be here Tuesday, as well as Arc Audio at arcaudio.com. Check out the full line of Moto and Moscone. You can find that at Moscone- just type in Gladen.com and good in Focal America. You know, just go there. Go to these places. Buy all your stuff. But thank you guys so much. It is Saturday. If you're going to be doing something stupid tonight, Uber, Lyft to get home safe. Get your pets spayed and neutered. Watch TikTok videos until the wee hours of the morning, and we'll see you guys back here Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.